Greetings, cats and kittens. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back to Libby's Lullabies. Today, I am going to be reading There Was a Party for Langston, King of Letters, written by Jason Reynolds with illustrations by Jared and Jerome Humphrey. So I want you guys to sit back or lie down. Either way, enjoy the story. There was a party for Langston at the library, a jam in Harlem to celebrate the word-making man. Langston, King of Letters, whose ABCs became drums, bumping, jumping, thumping, like a heart the size of the whole wide world. Langston was the best word maker around. Could make the word mother feel like real warm arms wrapped around you, giving a snug hug. Could make the word America look like two friends making pinky promises to be cool, to be true. Could make the word Harlem sound like the perfect place to have a party. Make it sound like you could bust a move right there in the H or the L or the M of it, where new dances are born. There was a blowout for Langston to celebrate the man who wrote wake-up stories and rise and shine rhymes for all the dreams we've dreamed. Ever since he was just a little boy, daydreaming under the Ohio sky, flying my arms wide in the face of the sun, turning birds into words flying all around him, imagining the clouds as paper to put them on, the best word maker in his class. But not everyone understood Langston. Some people thought it was better to be word breakers, thought his spelling deserved yelling, wanted to take words like free and love and cut them in half, pull them apart, keep all the letters from touching and sharing. Some folks think by burning books, they burn freedom. Keep the big H's with the little h's and the big A's with the little a's. But Langston, the brave word maker, knew letters were better together, turned them into laughter. But freedom stands up and laughs in their faces. And that laughter rang out for years and years, in cities and towns, on trains and tractors, to classrooms and bedrooms, bringing joy to the little and the big. And that's why there was a party for Langston at the library, a fancy foot get-down, all-out bash, and all the books on the shelves were listening and looking at all the people shimmering full of dazzle. Don't nobody dance like a word maker, and all of the best word makers were there. Like Maya. Ooh, Papa Da, whose Langston language laughter tickled as a child, grew up reading his words and learned to make words of her own. She could make the word woman seem like the word mountain, and the word cage feel like a place far, far, far away. From this library, this party, Maya dressed in constellations, stars dangling from her. She rose up from the floor, flapping like a free bird, flapping so freely, with wings unbroken. Amiri, another one of Langston's word children, was at the party too. Came bopping in, dressed in his good clothes and his soft shoes. Black, his favorite word, on his tongue. Amiri could make the word black sound like it could be red, could make the word black echo into the future and way back into the past. Back to Langston. Amiri came to recite poems at his hero's feet. Came to dance boom ba boom, boom ba boom ba boom boom. Came to offer his rickety radio heart to Langston, the man who wrote his neighborhood as America, and his family as America, and his funky music as America, and America as America too. The man who wrote Maya and Amiri into the world. And Maya and Amiri danced, like the best words do, together, dazzled together. They held hands and swung and spun and slid, stepping and stomping, and boogie-woogie wiggling wild. Oh, what a time to gather, together, together. Until they lifted their heads to the word-making boy, who had grown up to be a word-making man, and had now become the word-making king. To Langston, for Langston. And let laughter fill the library. Laughter, the language of ha, loud like the love in the library that night, and all that hoopla in Harlem, at that party, where the books were looking on as new words were being written, where the books were listening, just like you. Celebrate. What fun. Do you have a favorite Langston Hughes poem? I have a couple, but the one I'm thinking of right now is called A Dream Deferred. I'll play that one later. But I want to read this note from the author on how this story came to be. It all started when I saw a picture of two of my favorite word makers, Maya Angelou and Amiri Baraka, dancing. But why were they dancing? I never even knew word makers could dance. I always thought they were just the people who put together cool poems like Caged Bird and Legacy. These poems I loved as a kid. Or the people who spoke out courageously about freedom and a way to become better people and a more loving America. Turns out, they also loved to boogie, especially when the party was in honor of word maker of all word makers, Langston Hughes, who wrote my favorite poem, The Negro Speaks of Rivers and Mother to Son. And that's only two. He wrote hundreds of other poems that can make you nod your head and tap your feet. Do a little shimmy. That's what those poems did for Maya and Amiri and a whole bunch of other people who danced for Langston in the library. That's what Langston's words did for me, and what I hope this book does for you. Jason Reynolds. I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your day, or your evening, your week, or your weekend, and I will see you next time on Libby's Lullabies. What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, or fester like a sore, and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat, or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load, or does it explode? Dream Deferred by Langston Hughes. Winter Moon by Langston Hughes. How thin and sharp is the moon tonight. How thin and sharp and ghostly white is the slim curved crook of the moon tonight. From the Random House Book of Poetry for Children. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field, frozen in the snow. Dreams by Langston Hughes.